Wow, I think you may that. They may have been able to hear.
Really?
They may have been able to hear that.
Oh no!
Do you want to do the content warning today?
Content warning: the following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is highly advised.
Okay. I respect that.
Can they hear us right now?
Wait, what was that?
Why did they see us?
Why did they see us?
They're not allowed to see us yet.
That's completely inappropriate. That's completely inappropriate.
You guys trying to get an easy peek? You guys trying to fucking Aaron Andrews me?
We made it through another weekend. I don't know how we made it through another weekend.
Barely.
I don't know how we made it through another
Your weekends are supposed to be... Hey, folks.
guys.
Aren't your weekends supposed to be leisurely?
God.
Aren't your weekends... Everyone says hags. No, that's have a good summer. Everyone says have a great Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF.
But then when the weekend is worse than the week, then what are you to do?
What's a better acronym for Thank God It's Friday?
It's Friday. OIF.
OIF.
Oh, it's Friday.
Oh, well, I'm thinking of like, Thank God It's Finally, and then in parentheses, over. Thank God It's Friday. It's like, it's the lifelong version of TGIF.
Right.
Thank God It's finally over.
Right. With the week being your entire living experience.
Entire life. Yeah.
Folks, this is the Brew. This is Tyler. I am Jeff. We are a band that is also a game show.
Happens to be a podcast.
We're trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world.
Our brew into your mouth.
God, that's a tasty brew.
That is a tasty brew.
We used to say our juice into your mouth, and that feels weird now.
You know, it does. It does. Honestly, it still feels weird. I'm in a transitory period. That was my thing that I said, and so it's less ingrained in your mind. Yeah. For me, I feel lost right now. I feel confused.
Don't feel lost.
I feel stranded.
Don't feel lost.
I feel adrift. I feel adrift.
Don't feel adrift.
That actually is really
Is that
nice.
good?
Yeah, that's really
Okay,
good.
I could do this for a while.
You know, the funny thing is, you're literally tenderizing my meat. You know? You're literally tenderizing
when you put
my
it
meat.
like that, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit weirder.
Yeah.
Something that I've been... Actually, I gotta wait until deeper into the podcast before I start talking about that. Before I start talking about tenderizing my meat.
Oh my goodness.
I have been tenderizing a lot of meat lately.
Have you? You've been cooking?
I cook a lot. I cook 3 days minimum a week now.
Wow.
And
every plate. Making this guy an everyday chef.
Well, and now we're moving away from the every plate to like actually just putting together our own meals. So that's an exciting change.
You've training wheels yourself into being an actual functional family.
Yeah, but so
that's
amazing.
amazing.
I'll tell you guys at this point, I don't ever cook a piece of meat without tenderizing it. And there's a good reason. And here's the reason.
Well,
folks.
that's something I'm very interested in.
So you cannot achieve a son of a bitch, the double door system.
I
the
know,
cats is trapped in the middle. They're trapped in the middle, I think.
No, he's right here.
Ah!
Trying to get out.
Get out! Get out! Folks, you don't have control over the width.
This is a problem. This cat doesn't trust me.
Oh, the cat doesn't trust you?
And kind of like rightfully so. Like, we haven't really built any rapport.
Yeah, it's literally just you ousting the cat from its primary living quarters.
You go get the cat. I literally can't.
Okay, I do have to tell you guys about how
folks, we try to run a professional podcast here. We try to have a 2-door system. We've done 60 plus of these. You would think that by now we would have a solid system. And we do. But it's not adhered to. And I'm sorry that you have to be the casualties of that. I'm sorry that you have to hear the cat and say, what the fuck?
I love how for a second you were like, it's pretty early in the stream. Do I drop an effort? But on this one you do. This one you do. I want at some point I want me to be light enough. I want to get addicted to meth and be like 65 pounds, and I want you to be strong enough in your thighs that I can do the hey, can you do the can like on your knees? Yeah, exactly. I think that would be really pretty.
All right, you've been tenderizing meat. Tell the good folks at home.
Folks, I've been tenderizing meat, and I've been tenderizing meat for a good reason. You cannot control one breaking down the fibers between the meat. It just makes for a tenderer meat. You tenderize it because you want tender, okay? Second, and this is the most important part of tenderizing your meat, you cannot control the width of the meat that you receive. Have you ever received a steak and thought, I'm going to have to cut this fucker in half? I'm going to have to cut this fucker in half. Because I'm not trying to cook my steak for 7 minutes on each side. I'm trying to cook my steak for 2.5 minutes.
You want quick in and out.
You want quick in, you want
what
quick
kind of
out.
are you a medium guy?
I'm a rare guy.
You're a rare guy. That kind of makes sense for you.
I'm
so
a rare
you
guy.
sear.
But I
truly
sear. But on chicken, of course, I have to cook it.
Yes.
On pork chops, I have to cook it. There's diseases that you can get in this poultry and in this
goddamn
swine.
hellscape of a world. Just trying to feed yourself, folks.
So, folks, you got to tenderize your meat to get it to the proper and uniform thickness. Because if you've got one piece of meat that's this thick and one piece of meat that's this thick, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out.
When you're cooking.
When you're cooking. Because you want to cook, and you want to cook with a thermometer. You don't want to cook, What
you need is
7 minutes on each side.
You need like a container that you can like tenderize, and then it makes everything like the same.
Oh, that's actually kind of an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I could see that. A hydraulic tenderizer. It's just fucking literally a hydraulic press.
That's actually what they used to call me back in
hydraulic tenderizer.
Back in college.
HT for short,
HT,
but like,
baby.
it was pretty serious business. But you'll get way better meat. You'll be able to cook it for less time, and you're going to get uniform cook.
Okay, I like that.
Cookedness.
Well, here's one thing that I
hate this hat. But my hair is worse.
Yeah, no, I get it. Oh, why is there the delay again? How does this keep happening? This is horrible when there's delay. It really does fuck with the mojo.
It's possible that it's because this is not connected to the Wi-Fi. This is connected to hardline.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Folks, running a podcast, goddamn, some mornings are easier than others. What I like about a good tender piece of meat, one, if you do get gristle, you can handle the experience a little bit better.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two, it's just nice to have a tender piece of meat.
Yeah.
Simple as. I've never thought about tenderizing on my meat before cooking it, and I think that I do like that as a concept.
It's a big deal.
One thing that people can do, folks, when you're cutting your food, don't cut it too small. Because I was just at Safeway. And what I do at Safeway is I go to and if you have a Safeway near you, here's a little trick. Go to the deli counter, get yourself a breakfast sandwich or burrito. I'm talking $3.99, folks. Back in his day, it used to be $3.50, $2.50, $1.50? $1.99.
When I was on the G&Ts, the gin and tonics, and when I was drinking a fifth of McNaughty's a day, I would have a hangover every day.
What's the cure?
It turns out when you drink...
What's the safe way to get rid of that cure?
Breakfast burrito. And Nina, if you ever see this video, Nina from Safeway in Bainbridge that was running behind the counter, you are my queen. You are my queen, Nina.
So here's the difference between me and Tyler. He goes to the Safeway. He's able to charm all of these folks that are making... Maybe it's the Bainbridge Safeway. Life is a little cushier over there. In Silverdale, where I'm at, in Bremerton, where I go, I am getting no fucking smiles when I ask for a breakfast burrito. They are pissed.
Yep.
They are fucking out of... They are out of time, and they are out of patience.
Out of time
when it comes to me and my burritos. And it's like... I'm literally asking you for a small portion of your time to do your job. I'm not trying to fuck with you. But every single time, I get a different person. Every single time, they make it differently. And one time, this young man, because when you come up to a burrito person, you're like, that's what they are to me. When you come up to a burrito person, I'm like, this might be a mean one, this might be a nice one. They're not all shitty.
You're trying to gauge.
I'm trying to gauge,
quickly.
yeah.
You're in purchasing, but you're almost in sales. You're almost having to sell yourself in order to get a fucking burrito. You're having to sell your essence.
No. If I'm being honest, I'm literally sometimes a little bit fearful to go ask the folks.
And I
won't even say good
half
folks.
as many breakfast burritos as he would have otherwise.
It's fucked, folks. I'm trying to save money, and they're trying to save face.
I think you need to be more callous with them if they're going to be consistently rude.
Well, and I did this one time. So I had one time where, and normally this thing is I've worked so many jobs that I've hate. I'm just like, okay, you hate doing this. I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm not, I'm gonna ask for all the things I want. I'm gonna ask to pay here. I know you don't like that because you gotta take off your gloves and you gotta activate. But I'm gonna ask to pay here.
You've got to register.
Yeah, you've got to fucking register.
If I wasn't supposed to buy it here, there would be a fucking register.
Every time they're just like, oh yeah,
now,
sure.
If you have a cart full of shit, fuck you for doing that.
I'm buying one item, sometimes two.
Yeah, sometimes a soda pop or a little side, a Ready Bowl.
Jesus
yeah, absolutely.
Christ. So what I had to experience, what I had to endure, folks, and it's difficult to even really talk about this, but I came up to the counter, young man. I think to myself, I think this is going to be one of the good ones.
Were you wearing your outfit from the Texas?
I was, yeah.
No,
so
I'm in a cape.
I'm in a cape, no shirt. So I am asking him, I'm like, hey, can I get a burrito? And he's like, yeah, sure. Already I know this is going to be a bad situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what he does is he cuts everything up like... He cuts all of the... I've got a pile of ants.
Like minced onions.
That's baked, that's
like
bacon. It's baked. I can't even speak right. Yeah. I'm so flustered about this. Absolutely. Bacon, egg, cheese, potato, pepper jack, pepperoncinis, onions and peppers, and then the other pepper mix.
And you're
with
like...
ranch, please.
You hate this for a reason. You are making this so difficult on yourself.
Why make it more difficult than it has to be? I'm being pleasant. I'm always pleasant because I know what it's like to be on the other side. So, this young man... and everybody makes it a different way, but this guy minces it. Great word, bro. Minces it. Tiny little fucking vacuum pile of breakfast cereal. Then he grabs it with his hands. Doesn't even have the decency to use a knife or a cutting board. Grabs it with his hands. By the way, did not change his gloves nor wash his hands.
Okay.
I'm working with gloves that I don't know how long they've been on. He's touching literal fucking dollies and shit. He's literally touching dollies.
Yeah.
And then takes his hands, grabs my weird pile of food that he cut up 6 times too small. And then he puts it on the thing and I'm like, hey, would you mind actually toasting that? Toasting that too? Because I'm like, I don't want your fucking disgusting gloves all over my raw food that's not going to get hot.
So it's literally a sanitation toast.
I'm hachikuchi. And folks that don't know hachikuchi, it's a solemn oath that you're telling the truth.
Solemn oath. The only reason you toasted it.
Hachikuchi. The only reason I wanted to toast it before was because I was like, oh, fucking cook some of those germs off or something. So then he goes...
You did this to yourself.
So then he goes, yeah, next time ask before the cheese is on. He hits me with that, and I just said, okay. And I didn't even really give this guy the business because this is my home Silverdale Safeway. I'm going to be coming in there 3-4 times a week for a burrito. I'm not trying to have dramatics. But that really stuck with me.
Why the fuck does it matter if you ask before the cheese is on?
Because it's harder or something with the cheese, because it's too melted or something. So now I'm the fucking asshole.
But it's already wrapped, right? It's wrapped up.
It's not wrapped because I wanted it. They toast it once they always make it different. I don't know what they do. Yeah. But he was not planning on toasting it before he put it in the wrap after literally fucking preteen titty mound fondling my shit. Here's one thing that I didn't want to admit to the folks at home. Sometimes, and this is a new development because they're so cheap, and I'm like, what's the problem? I will get 2 made the same way. Eat one now, eat one later.
I've done that before.
Have you done that? Okay, I felt guilty not sharing that with you guys.
No,
I don't know.
I think it's right that you did share it, and I don't think you needed to hide it at all.
Oh, well,
one thing that I'm going to need to do, and I'm so sorry, folks, one thing that I'm going to need to do right now is I'm going to stand up in this chair, turn around, and then fix my underwear really quick.
That's fine.
So I'm sorry about that.
So yeah, anyway, so then I end up going, can I purchase this here? And he obviously begrudgingly allows me to purchase it there. And so I'm purchasing it. And then I get a wild hair because he's just being so shitty with me. I see a survey on the little debit card thing that's like, would you recommend Safeway to your friends or whatever? And I was like, no. And then they were like, reason. And then I was
you gotta love that.
They were like reason, and I was like, associate friendliness.
Yeah, associate friendliness.
Yeah, and then I looked at him.
If you really want to punch down, on him, you got to go to Google and leave a review, and then call him out.
That's the thing is, I could have gone. I mean, I could just right. It would just be so.
We could just do it right now. We could call the
honestly
food court right now. Do you remember his name?
I don't, but I remember what he fucking looks like. He looks like a bitch. No, I
usually do.
I don't. Listen, here's the problem. We need more people behind our deli counters. It is not feasible for you to be frying chicken, for you to be making sushi. They don't make sushi. That's actually a private company. They don't have time. I'm getting choked up.
Right.
They don't have time to give the customer service that we deserve. So if you're not giving us the customer service that we deserve, then what are you even selling us? Because I can go to grocery outlet. I can go to any motherfucking store and get groceries.
I just got the deep dive from some pretty interesting people that I really enjoyed on Safeway and the transfer to Kroger. So recently, in the last year,
it's all fucked, by the way.
Safeway was
one
purchased
thing.
by Kroger. Yeah, they're all one thing. They're all folks. They're all one thing. I don't think Walmart is the same thing.
No,
Walmart is a standalone.
Walmart is different.
But everything else is just Kroger.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to point out...
Albert Safeway, like, Albertson owns Safeway, but then Kroger owns Albertsons. It's like this whole... And then Vons is in the mix, too.
Vons is owned by Kroger as well. Everything is owned by Kroger, and I just want you guys to know that if Kroger is not an extremely aggressive alien species, then I don't know what Kroger is. Just mouth out... Really feel the word...
No, that's literally... I think it's
Kroger!
It's so close to
Kroger! Oh, Freddy Krueger.
You know? That
Something bad, I can just tell you all the net that company makes, that Kroger makes, goes to something fucking pure evil.
Really heinous.
Heinous and evil.
Well, actually, Safeway used to be the top dog. Safeway actually was the first store to kind of like bring the modern supermarket to the market.
Sure. And then what happened to them?
They just got
tired. They just
got bought. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they got.
Everything's getting bought.
Safeway
guys.
Was one of the leaders.
You guys need to really I'm sure some of you watching already know this, but you guys really need to look into like BlackRock, Vanguard, and all of these.
And Blackstone. BlackRock and Blackstone.
Is that real?
Yeah, and they both own like all the shit. And it's kind of crazy.
Wait.
No, literally.
BlackRock and Blackstone.
Yeah. And Blackstone came from BlackRock. They were like, nah, we're different. We're Blackstone.
We're different than BlackRock.
Super
fucking different.
And then you start to think about that and you're like, is the Illuminati, like, that sounds pretty, like demonic. BlackRock?
BlackRock, Blackstone.
It sounds less
Vanguard
less
could be
neutral.
like a nice... Vanguard is like actually like a somewhat heroic, but if
I don't know as much about
Vanguard. If you're the Vanguard is like... So a Vanguard is like a... And I could be wrong here. Somebody shout out in the comments if I'm wrong here. But a Vanguard is like an elite group of troops that like typically guards like the king or like the general, and they're typically at the rear, and they're like pretty much just there to keep one person
conjecture.
alive. Yeah.
All right.
Cold conjecture. Vanguard definition. Hola, Ricardo! Dylan!
A group of people leading the way in new developments or ideas. So kind of.
No, that's not the right Vanguard. That's a different Vanguard. A position at the forefront.
The foremost part of an advancing army or naval force.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
What would foremost be? That would be the
so
that'd be
Vanguard.
The front,
so I was wrong.
Yeah, foremost would be in the front, like
foremost
foreskin.
is in the front.
That's your skin in your front.
That's super interesting. Yeah. I'm not sure why I messed that up, but yeah, Vanguard would be
well,
like
it's because you're not as smart as you think you are.
Because I'm a big stupid.
You're a big stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah. They are everywhere, Dylan. They are, and they're all over here in Washington too. Are we talking about BlackRock or something else?
Oh, they are everywhere. Safeway, folks. Safeway they actually were legit back in the day. You see Safeway now, and you're like, oh, that's like a third string grocery outlet. No, they really were that N-word. Of a grocery store. They were!
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong to say there! They really were!
Well, and folks, just so everybody's on the same page here, 10%.
10%. I'm literally 10% West African, and I'm literally less white than I am person of color.
He literally is.
So don't tell me about my story.
Demonstrably a POC, a person of color.
Folks, one of the things that we do here on the Brew is we read you the news stories that you want to hear.
One of the things we do here on the Brew is get really scared of stuff we just said.
One of the things we do here is worry about the viability of us to continue to broadcast and not get shadow banned to the point where we want to kill because we don't have any traction despite all the effort and years.
Despite all the effort and years. We're breaking through though, folks.
We are breaking through. We've got
Can I read
thousands.
this one? Can I read
Please.
this? Boxer Felix Verdejo sentenced to life in prison for grizzly killing of pregnant lover.
Listen, if you can't read the whole headline,
you can't
stay out of the kitchen.
Stay out of the kitchen.
Stay out of the kitchen.
It's just pregnant always gets me. Pregnant always gets me.
Yeah, you're a bitch about kids.
Well, no,
this guy's got one fucking kid and he gets all sensitive about kids and pregnant people dying.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's bitch made.
It's weak. It's bitch made. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Former boxer Felix Verdejo received 2 sentences of life in prison in his native Puerto Rico after being found guilty of killing his 27-year-old pregnant lover. The U.S. Department of Justice announced on Friday.
Which one of these cokes is
Verdejo,
mine? That's yours. Okay.
30. God,
up.
Young fella. 30. Yeah. Could you imagine going to prison for 2 counts of life?
Did you know that? Okay, Tibley, Blippy. Have you ever heard of Blippy? He's like a child. He's like a child, not a child porn star.
What are we doing? We're doing the news.
Well, we're just talking about side money. Give me 1 second here. Give me 10 seconds here. Blippy, I just was like, I'm gonna look up and see how much Blippy worth. I bet he's not worth that much. He's worth $150 million.
Oh, the guy? I was telling Allison when we were out there, Tyler's wife, I was gonna say we should fucking
do a kids show.
We should do a kids show.
We should literally do a kids show.
We should desensitize kids to the horrors of the world in like a really coddling way.
Yeah, no, I'm literally
like a child's
down.
Book about school shooters.
Yeah.
Like that would be kind of funny, right?
That would be. I think a lot of
people are gonna take a child's book about getting canceled, like how you don't get
canceled. Yeah. We can't do school shooters.
They're like anti-racist baby, but like just like based baby. You know what I mean?
Based baby. We're gonna do the Based Baby book collection. The Triple BC Based Baby book collection.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then it's kind of like, and it's beautiful because we always have all these like things, you know, the Israel-Palestinian war. It's like, where would Based Baby? We are being evergreen if we were to bring Based Baby in, because Based Baby is always relevant.
Absolutely. That's honestly.
You like that?
Funny.
Based
that's
Baby.
Honestly hilarious.
All right, we're gonna do it. Verdejo, 30, was found guilty in July on charges of kidnapping that leads to a death and of causing the death of an unborn child, but avoided convictions for carjacking that resulted in the death of a person and possession of a weapon during a violent crime after the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict. Was that a really fucking weird paragraph?
I think that was one sentence. I think that was one sentence.
That was one sentence that was like 30 fucking 7 words long.
So if I'm not wrong here, basically he killed his
that was literally
other
one sentence
that was pregnant, and also killed another person with a car that he stole and had a gun.
Jack Bayer, staff writer, do you not remember in like 3rd fucking grade when we're learning about subjects, predicates, appositive phrases?
More periods, please.
What is a run-on sentence?
More periods, please.
This is a run-on sentence. This is not okay for journalism. Yes, you're talking about a boxer who grisly murdered his lover, but we want to be able to bring folks the actual news in a goddamn fluid manner.
And we can't. Because we're not fucking robots.
I'm getting heated this morning.
That's completely fair. This is Jack Bayer.
He was a competitor. This
guy's running out of steam on this one.
His attorney said he plans to appeal the sentence. He was a competitor in the 2012 Olympics in London. Wow. He was competing in London when he was like 19 years old.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
With a name like Verdejo, you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want.
He held a professional record of 27-12, and his final fight was in December 2020. 5 months later, he was charged in connection to the death of 27-year-old Kishla Rodriguez after turning himself into authorities in San Juan.
Hey, at least he turned himself in.
He did. The details of Rodriguez's killing are beyond disturbing. Ooh. Prosecutors alleged Verdejo, who was married with a daughter, executed a premeditated plan of luring Rodriguez to his car, punching her, injecting her with drugs, tying her to a cement block with metal wire, and then throwing her off of the Teodoro Moscoso Bridge into the San Jose Lagoon. With the aid of co-defendant Luis Antonio Cadiz Martinez.
Jesus, they are not being easy.
Who was alleged to have jumped into the lagoon to ensure her death. Holy fuck!
Wow, that is some commitment from Luis. You don't do away with a Luis Antonio Cadiz Martinez. That's kind of a great wingman.
Yeah. That's a real...
But different than a wingman, though. A little bit different. There's a better word. There's a better word than wingman for this. I mean, I almost feel like at this point he's a crony, you know?
Murdering man?
Murdering man?
I can see crony. I like crony.
Murdering man.
Murdering man, yeah.
Murdering man, wingman. Murder wingman? Murdering man?
From the Department of Justice, today's life sentence rightly holds Verdejo and Sanchez responsible for the pain and suffering he inflicted on his victims, said W. Stephen Muldrow, United States Attorney for the District of Puerto Rico. It is a district, folks. To this day, the defendant maintains his unrepentant attitude. Like Verdejo, Sanchez now knows, anyone who commits cold-blooded crimes of violence in violation of federal law will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law by the Justice Department and this office. Mic drop.
See, the thing is, if that actually was the case, then they wouldn't have to say stuff like that. If that actually was the case, they wouldn't have to, you don't have to, say I'm a good person when you're a good person.
Right.
People are just like,
you
hey,
don't have to say that people can't get away with...
They're like, well, he was retired. I think we can actually get this
That's actually pretty funny. It's literally that's a kind of a fear that kind of... says something.
Yeah, no,
it
does.
There's a lot of really fucked up shit, so please don't do it. You can't get away with it.
It's like they're not gonna write God, we're so glad that he didn't do this when he was at his peak, because we would have had to scrub this from the records and move her body. But since he was retired, we're
actually Gucci.
Gucci. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him, folks. But it's all a matter of timing. No, he says we will prosecute. No, you should prosecute to the full extent of the law every time. You don't need to say that.
Listen,
that's how it's supposed to work, but it doesn't work that way.
Does not have the best reputation. And you need to make sure to be a good steward of Puerto Rico.
You gotta be a good steward of Puerto Rico. I've
always wanted to visit Puerto Rico.
I've always wanted to visit Puerto Rico.
I don't care too much about Puerto Rico.
There's some things in my history.
Yeah, there was a thing. There was a thing. Do you want to? We probably. I don't know.
Nah.
I'm gonna grab my coffee really quick. If you want to.
JJ's getting a coffee. So here we go, folks. Tyson recalls 30,000 pounds. We're moving on to a new story, by the way. This is unrelated to the grisly murder of a 30-year-old. This is Tyson now recalling 30,000 pounds of dino chicken nuggets. And the interesting thing about dino chicken nuggets is that, 10 years ago that made a lot of sense, but what we understand today, how we understand science and history today, is that dinosaurs and chickens are actually pretty much one and the same. So dino chicken nuggets is really just dino nuggets or chicken nuggets. They need to get their shit straight. Reuters, U.S. food company Tyson Foods has said it was voluntarily recalling approximately 30,000 pounds of frozen, fully cooked dinosaur-shaped chicken fun nuggets. Now, that's too many words to describe a food item, folks.
Does not sound fun to me.
Frozen, fully cooked dinosaur-shaped chicken fun nuggets. I'm sorry, anything with that many words to describe a food is made of too many things, and it is not safe for consumption.
And it's definitely not chicken.
Or dino chicken nuggets. A limited number of consumers have reported they found small, pliable metal pieces in the product. Well, you know what? At least they were pliable. Can you imagine if they were hard?
I mean, folks, that's going to pass. Your intestines are much more resilient than you think.
They are much more resilient than you think. And out of an abundance of caution... This is not a fucking abundance of caution. There's twisted shards of fucking metal in your children's food. This is not an abundance of caution.
You're not doing the high road move
This is
here.
the necessary action
You're doing
that you
everything
take.
that you illegally should do.
Out of a normal amount of fucking caution, the company said in a release on Saturday that it was recalling this product. And they had a nice dip, folks. They had a nice dip. They dropped from $60 to $50, just below
57.
Yeah. They're cheaply dropping.
They touched 44.
They touched 44.
So,
this is
folks,
great.
if you are investing in Tyson or
Now's the
even
time to
Foster
buy,
Farm,
probably.
I would probably say
Buy
they're
now.
not going anywhere. We love that cheap chicken.
Cheap.
So you probably
chicken.
have a good entry.
And we feel okay about the metal that's in the chicken. The company said the recall includes Tyson brand fully cooked fun nuggets sold to retailers in 29-ounce packages. No other Tyson brand products are affected, the company said.
The company said.
The product was produced at one location on September 5th, 2023. The company
Share the
said.
location.
The company
Share
said.
the location.
You know what I love
Say
about
their location.
something like this is what basically happened is they have like a giant mechanical chicken separator.
Mm-hmm. And part of it got shaved off.
Yeah, something, or they pushed a fucking robot. I want to get into like they killed the first sentient AI robot or something. So it's not only a travesty on the fact that they're feeding our children metal, but they also murdered the one hope for humanity.
Right.
iRobot gets murdered by a fucking drunk Tyson tech.
It's because Tyson, the robot, was they developed it to kind of be an innovator, but then it was actually trying to put them out of business.
It's like, this is wrong.
Ethically wrong.
Why are we killing all these fucking chickens?
And the thing is, the CEO doesn't like to waste anything, so he's like, it's literally iron.
Feed it to the kids.
It's like
iron.
eating out of a cast iron.
It's
just
the
basically
same
the
exact
same
thing, just a little bit bigger chunk.
Is there any way we could charge more, because it does technically weigh more? I mean, the weight is there, Marty. The weight is there, is not. Can we? Is that? I don't think we
Marty,
can,
the
Bill.
CFO. The U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety Inspection Services said Tyson Food is recalling around 30,000 pounds of fully cooked breaded chicken in a release on Saturday. FSIS said there has been one reported minor oral injury. That's kind of a tongue twister. One reported minor oral injury.
Minor oral injury.
One
reported minor oral injury.
Associated with consumption of this product. It said it has received no additional reports of injury or illness from consumption of these products.
I'm imagining the oral injury just had to do with throat fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's a minor too. It's a minor.
Yeah,
okay, it's a minor's oral injury. I mean, of course, you know.
Right. Yeah. Some guy ate the metal and then his brain went bad and he decided to.
Yeah, there's a lot more downstream consequences to this than it looks like. They're really doing a good job.
And so, do you just want to riff off of this for like 16 more minutes? Maybe just about
16
the guy
more minutes.
mouth fucking the child.
Absolutely, I think that's a really solid
bit.
Area to go here, or direction to go here.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk's Zai debuts new AI chatbot Grok. It's getting so weird, man.
Yeah.
It's getting so weird.
The one nice thing about naming it Grok is like not as many people are going to be trying to fuck it. Like when it's named like
Cindy.
No, not even Cindy. No, like
that's my grandma's name actually.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, what is it?
Slip?
I've got a Oedipus complex with my grandma.
You've got a Cindy. I've got a Sandy.
Oh, yo!
Rest in peace. Rest her soul.
Yeah.
She passed away
God
last
damn,
year.
Sandy.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a good moment with Sandy where you were like, this is actually my bitch?
Yeah, no.
Yeah?
I did when I was a kid.
Yeah. Because she was very religious and very shitty to you about not being religious.
Yeah, just it was like tonality and presentation for her. Like I knew she loved me, cared for me, but yeah, a lot of very intense judgment. I think that was not. Yeah, I didn't appreciate.
It's interesting that you're not very judgmental to yourself after getting so much like weird, just shame, judge. I mean, I guess you are in certain ways, but
not in the same ways that they were doing.
Yeah, I feel like you have
just
kind of
feel like
embraced
I'm never enough.
A version of yourself that they didn't like. You were able to still do that.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, if I'm going to be totally real, I would probably put most of that on like hallucinogens. Like, you know, like a lot of the changes that I've made in the last, like there was a period of time out of necessity. Take that as a note, folks. Take that as a note, folks. Hallucinogens
if you're contemplating on taking 6 tabs of acid, just do it already.
Just do it already. Don't fuck around. Just find out. Don't fuck around. Just find out.
Fish bitch.
No, but on it, so what happened? Like, I've got like a pretty strong sense of moral and ethics, despite everything that I say on the show. I think I actually do. I think maybe my mom, really, my mom, you know, like, whoo, my mama, you know. Yeah. 2, I think that being raised in a church did help, like, really promote that, but then it was just so apparent that church and all the other churches just really did not add up to much that made much sense. But I really appreciated, like, very simple rules and guidelines to live by, and I just distilled those down to, like, don't hurt other people, do what you can to help other people. And so I'm actually kind of in a process of like realizing that I almost like made my own religion personally. Like I have a personal religion, but it's not that.
It is drugs.
It's drugs.
Your personal religion is drugs. I would say yes.
Yeah.
That's a good assertion to make.
Yeah. For a long time it was drugs. Now it's not drugs, I hope. Now it's hopefully not drugs. But yeah, no, I just kind of kept like the thread of like believing that there is a good and a bad, and then cutting almost everything else out about that and just going trust your gut and do what's good and don't do what's bad.
Wait, so say that first part again about the good and the bad. You acknowledge that there is?
I acknowledge that
Oh, you're both good and bad?
That's
a good thing to acknowledge.
I do acknowledge that for sure.
About everybody. When you're hard on yourself, just know that you're literally not all good. And it's okay to be a little bit bad. You're not perfect.
Yeah. There's no being all good. There's no.
It's literally impossible.
Totally.
Even the best people that you look up to are just.
In some regards,
they're just
fucking fucked. Gandhi beat the shit out of his wife.
And he fucking slept with little girls in order to like fucking resist the temptation of fucking them. Air quotes.
Wait.
Yeah, Gandhi like raped little girls also.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
He was like, no, I just slept with them to like test myself and make sure I didn't fuck him. I was like trying to like be good and not fuck him. So I was like,
we're about to get slammed down by the.
No,
this is not the first time we've talked about.
I don't care. The monks are having kids eat their fucking tongue, suck their tongue. Gandhi's having motherfuckers sleep with them. It's not safe out there. So if you feel bad about not doing your taxes on the right time, that's like literally okay.
You're chilling.
That's literally okay. That's literally fine.
You're chilling.
I feel bad about not doing my taxes on the right time.
Yeah. Hey, we all do. God bless accountants. God bless accountants.
God bless them. God damn, it's hard.
It is. It's not easy.
Yeah, having self-compassion is really difficult. It's really hard to do correctly because you don't want to give yourself permission to just be an absolute fuck.
That's the tough.
And that's the toughest one. That's the toughest one.
It's all about being able to gauge when you're losing fuel and when you're gaining it, because like some of that self-abrasion, some of that flagellation is like
give you a little something.
Is useful.
You have that for a reason. That's literally inside of you because you're like, okay, I'm recognizing something that's like a risk to my longevity and survival.
Absolutely. And then there's a point where it becomes almost traumatic and you build an aversion to facing those things, and all of a sudden you hate yourself for doing it, but you don't look at it anymore, and so you just go sideways.
Oh, fuck, that's such a horrible place.
Yeah.
And then you
we've
wake
all
up.
Been there.
Then you wake up and you're like, oh, I guess I'm just a guy that like does this all the time.
Yeah. That knows it's bad, hates himself for it, and continues to do it.
Right.
Because it's so painful to poke and prod around it. And that's where the hallucinogens come in. That's where it's like,
the hallucinogens.
Sorry, you're going to look at it.
Dude, it's so scary, though. And, like, that's why, like, I know I need to do hallucinogens, but I'm so afraid to, like, face just these things that are just in my psyche that I can't eradicate. I don't want to face them because I'm just like, it's literally going to be too scary. And
eradicate is a violent term, and I think it lends to part of the reason why it would be scary, because that is like the context of how you view it, right? Like you're like eradicating rather than like compromising and changing and growing. You know, it's like a war inside of you as opposed to like a growing, like a forest inside you. You know. And I think if you can feel more like it's a forest inside of you, it's a little bit better.
It's just hard to look at yourself as a beautiful forest when there's just so many things that you're just like, that wasn't a beautiful forest. Actually, that was a forest fire.
That was a forest fire. Actually, in the middle of the forest, Tyson had a meat grinder factory. And they killed the first sentient fucking AI and fed it to our children.
And then somehow I came to... I'm doing something really bad I didn't mean to do.
Uh-oh! And I love you. Notice how he looks down at his dick. It's something really bad, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's tough. Self-compassion is really tough.
Self-compassion is tough. Do we want to go on the low? Do we want to get more? Do we want to get more child murder in the?
Let's get more child murder in the mix. What I'll say is, I really think you would benefit from doing some ketamine therapy.
I really want to. I don't know. I'm just truly afraid.
Yeah, it's so different. It's so different from the hardcores. It's so different. It is hardcore, but it's so different from the hardcores. Like, it's in and it's out, and it is. You have your cat shield.
Maybe you just do have to do acid or hallucinogens a bunch. Because I remember when I was like 23, 24, 25, telling like 32-year-olds like, no, listen, trust me, do a hallucinogen.
Do a hallucinogen.
Do it with your wife. Do it with your best friend. Maybe not do it by yourself. That could be scary.
And now you're 30.
Dude,
like,
no. Literally, people told me I'm too old to do acid, and I was like, fuck it, I'm never gonna be like that fucking dead ass. Like, just like Ben Franklin said, some people die when they're 25, don't get buried to the 70. I'm never gonna fuck that. And now I'm like a jaded 32-year-old that's like, I'm too afraid to face the truths of what I think about myself and all the things I've been through, and I'm just a little bit worried about really opening that up and having to be vulnerable with it with myself. Like, it's just so funny how I do need to do it, but I'm literally afraid.
Let's just schedule it. Let's just schedule it today. After the stream, let's just schedule a day to do a ketamine therapy session. You're gonna gain from it. I promise you that you'll gain from it.
I'll gain the courage to finally end it all. To face what I've needed to do for of the better part of 6-7 years now. I'm overdue, folks, and I need that little bump.
That little bump.
No pun intended.
Super pun intended. Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez. 7 people shot, 2 dead at Denver Motorcycle Club, and that is a good thing. We don't like bikers here on this show.
Well, I mean, we did have that one biker show that was actually kind of atrocious. We do have to jump in, just a side note really quick. Dylan has...
teleported into K-hole at 17?
Yeah, Dylan teleported into
Oh,
a
my
K-hole at 17.
God.
Yeah.
Way too much. See, and that's also, like... Any person,
Bubby, I'm a good dose daddy.
I know you're a good dose daddy. I know you're a good dose daddy, but you're not perfect. You're not perfect.
I'm not perfect.
And I'm a rotund lad, right? Like I'm a big boy. I need more ketamine than a 150-pound woman.
Bioavailability is a lot different when you're dealing with tum-tum, if it's going in your throat and your tum-tum, versus intranasally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mucous membranes are mucous membranes are different, so
sure.
It'll be a similar dose.
Okay, yeah, we're not. I mean, I don't. The thing is about bikers is they just talk a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They talk a lot of shit like they're something, like they do something, and then at the end of the day, it's all about just having a big fucking piece of metal between your legs. Actually, it's pretty cool, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. No, but just bikers, I grew up thinking that bikers were like cool, and now I literally think bikers are just literally.
This is what's going to get us killed. Biker hate is going to actually get us killed.
I mean, show me an honorable, cool biker, and then I'll be like, okay, because that's what I thought you were, but then we did a biker event where every biker was just a complete fucking cunt. Not every biker, but it just was like, we did this benefit show for this biker rally, and then none of the bikers would listen to any of the music. And it was like a really horrific thing. And
and I didn't go to it.
I was literally there by myself.
It was just brother. It was just brother.
It was supposed to be Brotherwife, and I did everything I could, and it became honestly, it was one of the moments where I was like, you know what? By sheer will, I can
you did it.
Turn this around.
You did it.
I did get some bikers playing trivia.
You did get.
I did get some bikers winning prizes.
Yeah.
I did get some bikers in the mix, but it was just like, you guys. Like literally combined effort of like 20 man hours, $500.
Yeah, it
was
like
20 gallons of gas. Like, why are you not watching the fucking music that we brought you here for free?
Yeah, it was a bummer. And it wasn't
even our music. It was like RCK, which is like perfect biker music.
It literally is.
They have songs about riding motorcycles. It's like, it's not even like, oh, why don't you like our music? It's like, why don't you like literally the perfect music, RCK, for a biker event?
Yeah, I think we just need to find different bikers.
I hope so, because I was like, if we could have like a biker fucking posse.
No, we went into this thinking we were going to have a biker posse afterwards. We left it having a lifelong grudge against bikers.
I went so hard. And the whole thing was like, we were trying to get, it was a benefit for this biker who, this gal who couldn't have a baby. She had cancer like 3 times. And I was like, yeah, we're going to like, because she wanted to have like in vitro.
Yeah.
Because she had like frozen her eggs, but then she got the cancer. And then like after the cancer, she was trying to get the eggs going, but then it's like not cheap. But then after a certain point, I was like, I actually don't think you should have kids. Like, I actually don't agree with what we're all doing right here.
So like, let's break this down. Give us your comments.
You're gonna die at like fucking with the baby's 3, or during childbirth.
Yeah,
then this
tricky.
weird fucking biker guy that's like not very fit to be a dual parent responsibility guy is gonna do it, and then the biker's kids is gonna grow up and
maybe he gets raised by all the bikers though, or he or she.
Maybe, man. I don't fucking. I mean, bikers do meth, right?
Raised by wolves. I mean, raised by bikers. I mean, yeah, I think they're good. I think there's a decent amount of bikers that do meth. Maybe what I should say. Maybe let me flip this around.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a decent amount of meth heads that are also bikers.
Okay, sure.
But maybe do all bikers do meth, or do all meth heads do bikers?
Sure.
I think
sure.
Maybe that's what it is. Meth heads just associate closely with bikers for the
I'm telling bits and pieces of the story, folks. It just at the end of the day,
never trust a biker.
Never trust a biker when you thought you could trust a biker.
Yeah.
Never trust a biker.
We're always willing to reform. If you're a biker and
you are a biker and you are a chill motherfucker,
let's hang out.
Let's fucking get it, baby.
And please don't hurt us.
Hurt me. Fuck with me.
I would prefer not to be hurt. You can hurt him.
I'll
actually help you. If you threaten me enough, I'll help you.
I have too much confidence because at that event, we were trying to get, like, 'cause so what we do is, like, we play games, you know, we allow people to come up, win prizes. And so...
Would you like to play a game?
So it was like, it was biker trivia, and nobody was coming up to do the biker trivia, and so I was like, oh, man, this trivia says facts that only real bikers would know, so I guess there's not any real bikers here. I guess since no one's up here doing
dude, it's for
trying
like
to start a
confrontation.
I literally said, so there's no real bikers? I guess we just have a bunch of fake-ass bikers here.
He literally
weird
fake ass bikers.
And then, like,
if you were gonna get killed, it would have been then.
That's what. No, I have like way too much. I'm like a hot girl that's like talked, like mouthed off to like too many guys and gotten away with it, but then one guy's just gonna punch me in the throat and kill me in 1 fucking second.
Are there a lot of Ukrainian like supermodels? I feel like there are, right?
Potentially.
I feel like I've heard that as a thing.
I don't know.
Are there a lot of Ukrainian supermodels? Because I was just thinking, like, you know, like a Ukrainian supermodel that's like, oh, they won't. Oh, they are bombing. They are bombing me.
They Ukraine
war. Could you give me another DC
model?
Could you serve me up another DC?
Yeah.
Dylan shouts out in the comments, maybe it was a gay biker bar and they wanted a dancing queen.
Oh,
that could be it. That could be it.
I could have been a dancing queen.
They just needed to
just tell me what you need and I'm adaptable.
Let them know.
I will put tassels on. I will be the queen that you've been waiting for millennia.
He's got a cape. He's literally got a cape.
I've got a cape.
He walked through Texas caped and shirtless. I mean, he's ready for
folks,
this.
What more do you need to hear? I'm ready to go. Let me know you're gay and we can figure something out.
Structure. He doesn't like it when I touch his face that much.
Yeah,
so sometimes I do it intentionally. No, I didn't do it intentionally, but then I thought after.
11 Ukrainian models you need to know. I'm good not knowing them.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
I don't. The thing is, I want to know because I've heard. What is that crazy loud noise in the background?
I don't know.
Sounds like a tank rolling by.
Yeah, neither a tank. I think we might literally be being invaded by a swarm of bikers.
It's really loud.
It really is. It sounds like
it's
a garbage truck
like
is like picking up another garbage truck.
Yeah, something bad is happening somewhere out.
All right, are you ready to make some fucking calls? Smile and dial, baby. You ready to get
Smile
some
and dial,
goddamn
smile and dial. Smiley is
so,
dialing.
folks, one of the things that we do here is smile and dial. That's cool.
Yeah, Smiley.
Wow.
My name is Smiley.
His name is Smiley. So one of the things that we do here is we are a band that's also a game show that happens to have a podcast. So you've been witnessing the podcast portion, but folks, we're gonna take it to the airwaves here. We're not what's the air the phone lines?
Phone lines? Airwaves? I like airwaves.
We're taking it to the phone spot here. It's a cellular device. It can talk to people from significant distances away. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a little quiz. So who are we calling today? Who do you think?
What have we talked about today? We have talked about
anybody in the comments have got a good
suggestion for us to call. Good suggestion. I mean, we wait. We had somebody we were going to call today. Who was it?
I checked it out. Both those places aren't open until 2. The DSW shoes and the Trek bike open at 10. So we're fucked.
We're never going to be able to hit them.
Oh, wait, they're open at 10! Oh, let's go.
Okay,
I forgot. Okay, DSW shoes.
DSW shoes.
DSW shoes.
Okay, do you have DSW shoes? I got it right here.
All right. We are going to make a quiz for a shoe salesperson.
Okay, I'm ready to call when you are ready to
I'm ready to quiz.
Question. You are ready to quiz?
So, folks,
call when you're ready to quiz. Lock and loaded.
It's 5 questions. If they get all 5 correct, they will win not only a 5-star review from Brotherwife on Google, but $35? $35. Each time somebody does not complete the quiz correctly, it goes up $5. So we started at 20. And we're at 35.
We're at 35.
You're allowed to get one wrong.
Folks, here we go.
Goddamn, I'm getting nervous.
Calling DSW, Designer Shoe Warehouse in Silverdale. For store hours, press 1. For DSW return policy, press 2. For a list of in-store services offered, press 3. To speak with a store associate, press 0.
It's your dryer.
It's my dryer.
It's your dryer.
Wait while I transfer your call.
That makes a lot of sense. Oh, well, I kind of wanted a little more of that hold music.
That is
a good song.
That is the best.
Reminds me of Donkey Kong. The underwater levels on Donkey Kong.
Oh God, those were so.
That was a really good song.
They made me feel cold in my bones.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
I felt like I was underwater with them.
Yeah, we should maybe listen to that song really quick after this.
Come on, you guys just opened. Don't tell me there's motherfuckers out there on the
For
line.
calling Silverdale DSW, this is Nikita. How can I help you?
Hey, Nikita. My name is Tyler, and I am on the Brew with Brotherwife. It is a local podcast. We reach out to small businesses, and we put together questionnaires that have to do with the business of choice. So, for example, you guys are DSW Shoes. We have a quiz ready for you that is about shoes. We actually called last Friday and spoke to, I think, maybe Katie. But I may be getting that. We do this pretty frequently. So, we have a quiz here, 5 questions, and whether you get them right or not, we're going to leave a 5-star review for your business, DSW Shoes, and do a spotlight on you guys. And if you do get them all right, we will send you, we are currently at $35 via Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle. Would you be interested in participating?
Let me ask my manager.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
We've heard the ask my manager before, and that comes back with, can you guys call a different time?
Yeah, so we've got to figure out a way to blast through that.
Blast through the manager, yeah.
Say, I actually am your manager now.
Yeah, I actually am your
DSW
manager.
Shoes.
And if you're actually fired right now.
You're fired if you don't.
You play the quiz for your job.
Play the quiz for your job. If you get 4 right, you keep your job. If you get
I'm going to
5
hit
right,
you for every incorrect
you get a
answer.
bonus.
They can just hear.
Come on. I'm muted. Don't worry, I'm muted.
Oh my gosh.
This is not a Karen, but it is. Was it Katie? No, it was Nikita.
I thought she said Lupita. And you came hot out with Nikita, so I don't know.
You thought
Lupita.
Lupita.
I hope you were right.
Lupita would be, like, if Lupin got to choose the name of his wife, it would be Lupita.
Oh, wow. Lupin and Lupita. Wow.
Lupin and Lupita.
Okay.
Alrighty, sir. I guess I'll be answering the question.
Awesome! Thank you so much. And just to make sure, it was Nikita. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikita. I'm going to pass you over. Jeff is going to ask these questions. We've got 5 questions for you. And thank you so much.
All right, Nikita, thanks so much for playing the game with us here today. I'm going to go ahead and ask you 5 multiple choice questions. You do have the opportunity to get 1 wrong and continue to proceed, but if you get more than 1 wrong, we're going to have to close up shop. Does that make sense?
That sounds fine.
All right, are you ready to go?
Sure.
All right, Nikita. Question 1. Which of the following materials is commonly used for making the soles of athletic shoes known for its cushioning and support? A, leather, B, rubber, C, cork, or D, canvas?
Could you repeat D?
D, canvas. Which of the following materials is commonly used for making the soles of athletic shoes known for its cushioning and support? A, leather, B, rubber, C, cork, or D, canvas?
I'll go with rubber.
That is correct. Rubber. Woo! Question number 2. What is the term for the metal or plastic accessory that replaces traditional shoelaces, allowing for quick and easy adjustments? A, Velcro, B, buckle, C, zipper, or D, lace lock?
It's kind of a tough one.
Looking for the plastic accessory that replaces traditional shoelaces, allowing for quick and easy adjustments. A, Velcro, B, buckle, C, zipper, or D, lace lock?
Let's go with buckle.
Incorrect. I'm so sorry. It was D, lace lock, which I had never even heard of.
I have never heard of
that. I don't
that.
even know what a lace lock is. That sounds like
I'm going to do some background research on that just to double check that really quick. Here we go.
All right. Question 3. What type of shoe is typically associated with formal events and feature a polished, smooth leather exterior? A, sneakers, B, loafers, C, Oxfords, D, sandals?
Oxfords.
That is correct.
Nice.
D. C, Oxfords. Question 4. Which type of shoes are specifically designed to provide enhanced support and comfort for those who stand or walk for extended periods, such as nurses and waitstaff? A, high heel, B, orthopedic shoes, C, flip-flops, or D, hiking boots?
Go with option B.
That is correct.
Orthopedic shoes. Okay, we're on our last one,
right
Nikita. Here we
This
go.
is for all the marbles.
Question 5.
In the context of shoe sales, what does MTO stand for? A, made to order, B, master to the office, C, maximum toe overhang, or D, meticulous toeing off?
Option C.
I'm so sorry. You were so close. It is A, made to order. You made it as far as anybody has ever made it, but I'm so sorry. We can't give you that cash prize today. You didn't get enough questions right, but you will absolutely be getting a glowing, raving review mentioning you by name on Google. Is there anything in particular that you would like us to mention about DSW Shoes in Silverdale?
We are super friendly and always trying to get our customers the best deal.
I'll second that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nikita. You have been fantastic. You have a wonderful day, and you will see that review pop up within the next 2 hours. Thanks so much for joining us on the Brew with Brotherwife. And if you want to come check us out, we are at the Brew with Brotherwife or Brotherwife, the band, on YouTube and many other platforms. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. We really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Made to order. MTO.
Have a good one.
You too. You had to add the MTO at the end.
Maybe I didn't have to.
Definitely not a Karen. That was a Nikita, and she was great.
I felt like she had a gun to her head the entire time she was playing that.
Yeah, there was something there
that she did not like.
Yeah, she felt a little bullied into it. The person that was before, though, I think it was Katie, maybe. Katie from last week. She wanted to. I almost want to call back and... Yeah, I almost want to call back and...
Where's Katie? What have you done with Katie, Nikita?
What did you do with Katie?
If that's even your real name, Lupita. I know your real name.
Is Lupita a name?
Yes.
Maximum toe overhang. See, the thing is, maximum toe overhang, I mean, like, makes sense.
Yeah. Honestly, I was a little bit worried. I was like, she doesn't deserve the 35, is what I was thinking.
Really?
I was thinking she doesn't deserve it. The questions were a little bit easy, and the lace lock was not easy. I would have done Velcro.
And the MTO was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, this was...
Do you guys want to see what a lace lock is? Here, I'll show you guys what a lace lock is.
I've never really, like, fucked around with lace lock. I mean, that's kind of like on hiking shoes sometimes. I've seen that.
Okay, here we go. This is what lace lock is, folks. This is what lace lock is. So it's these...
Can you get it bigger for the folks?
Sure, absolutely. Let's get it bigger for the folks. This is what a nice lace lock looks like.
So now you know about lace lock. And maybe this is kind of like the fucking move.
It's not the move.
Is it not the move?
It's not the move.
Never have to tie... I mean, for kids, it's probably the move.
I mean, for kids, it's kind of the move, but here's the move. Just no laces. Just slip-on shoes work absolutely fucking 100% fine. I worked on tugboats with slip-on boots for fucking 3 years.
Okay, but you're agile. A little boy's not as agile as you.
Just get the shoe that fits, and it stays on your foot. It doesn't fall off.
Call me. Give me a fucking ring in 2 or 3 years when your little fucking devil's running around and you're going through shoelaces like goddamn hotcakes. I want something other than hotcakes.
There we go. You want something
I was gonna say car belts. But that you don't go through car belts often.
You don't.
So it didn't make any sense.
Wait, what is a car belt?
You know, like
what
a,
even
like
is a car belt?
Like a belt in your car.
Yeah. Man, how many car belts have I replaced? You know, I realized something about myself the other day. I don't know if I've ever returned an item to a store in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's gotta be incorrect.
No, see, so here's something else that I realized about myself recently. I had a sweet mommy for a very, very long time, and then I got married immediately afterwards. And there are things, because of that I have never really done.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like, I have done
what?
very little laundry. I've done very little laundry. Now, I have done a shitload of dishes. I've done a shitload of dishes.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, there's things that I don't, like...
So you literally did have, like, a pretty traditional, like, American male... Like, you
experience.
went from your mom taking care of you to your wife taking care of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
It is.
But she also does require you to, like, do a lot of, like, the traditional... Like,
I do all the outdoor stuff.
She'll be like, hey,
I
can
fix
you
everything
do this?
inside.
And you are like, I'll do this.
I work a lot.
You guys have a pretty traditional...
We got a pretty good traditional
system
system
what I like about Allison is she knows her place. Like, that's the big thing. And you've barely had to hit her, right?
Oh my god, like... Yeah,
you've threatened her a couple times, but, like, you were able to kind of get menacing enough that you don't even need to threaten her anymore.
You just kind of do one of those. You
in her face, and then you talk so loud that you start spitting. You start spitting.
Spit!
That's what my dad would do, actually. I'd be like standing there like a fucking military sergeant person.
And he would just be screaming.
And he would just be
face.
screaming at my face, like literally like spitting in my face. It was not a good move. I think that's what they did to them in boot camp. I think they
they just traumatized the shit out of, and I think there's some people who can take that and roll with it and do, like, just like you have people coming from like really traumatic family of origins, and some of them are like the sweetest people you've ever met, and some of them are just like completely methed out, drug addicted, serial abusers. Same thing, you know. You put someone through the military, it's like, which way will they go?
Right? Do you embrace it or do you shrug it off?
It's Fable 2 shit, you know?
Dude, yeah, my dad went straight militant. It was like weird. It was weird. I told the story about the pork chop, right? On this, yeah, okay.
Well, actually, I mean, I've mentioned it on here. I don't know if you've really gone.
My mom would make these. I think maybe I did not. I'm talking about my mom. For the folks that don't know, my mom would make these really disgusting pork chops. They were just. They were pucky. They curled up on the edges. Very, very dry, disgusting
You
pieces
have had
of meat.
one of my pork chops now, right?
I haven't. I'm ruined for pork chops.
You're not, son. You're not. Son.
There's not much you can tell me that's gonna make me feel different. I needed. I mean, you tenderize your pork chop. I do appreciate that. I mean, that's what that's what I'm hearing. You tenderize your pork chop.
Tenderize every single pork chop.
That's gonna really be helpful, but. I don't know. My dad, he would want me to eat all my meats, and so I ate this piece of meat that had like gristle. It had like a bunch of gristle. My mom would cut up my meat, which was very nice, but she would like leave these big chunks of fat on there, and I just didn't like the fat. I didn't like the chew. I didn't like the gristle. It was gross. One time, my dad was like lording over me, making me eat my unfinished pork chop. I was crying. I'm like in 5th grade. Yeah, I'm in 5th grade. I'm crying, and I'm eating it. And then I'm literally so grossed out by it that I puke it up on my plate. I literally puke up. There's a decent little pile of puke. Not the biggest pile, but a decent little pile of puke.
Are we talking at least this much puke?
Maybe cinch it down a tiny bit. There's about, I mean, yes, there's about that much puke. A lot of it's liquidy.
Okay.
A lot of it's liquidy.
And there's some chunks in it.
There's definite chunks. Okay. Definite chunks. It is actual like puke.
Real puke.
It's real puke.
It's not a little bit of bile.
And he's just puke. Like, eat it. Put it in your mouth. And I think I don't even think I used my fork. I think I literally just picked it up and he's just like
quavering.
And I'm wondering what he felt in that moment. If he had any remorse or regret, or if he was like, this kid's gonna fucking learn. Like what was like after he as like a.
I wonder if he even remembers that.
I wonder, yeah.
I wonder if that was like maybe it wasn't even that. He's like, oh no, he has to eat. He has to eat his meat. He has to eat his meat.
I'm trying to make the boy.
I'm not doing anything wrong here.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Another time I was 3, or no, I was older than that. I was like 5, and my dad was trying to make me eat SpaghettiOs, and he was saying that like they weren't like I was like, oh, they're too hot, and then he was like, they're not too hot. And then I was like, no, they're too hot. And then he was like, eat the SpaghettiO. And so I don't know what happened. Somehow the SpaghettiOs went all over my chin, and I had like burns on my chin.
Oh
my chin was literally burned. And my mom almost like left my dad after that.
That makes a lot of sense.
But then she didn't.
Like serious child abuse.
Yeah, no, I got burnt up by SpaghettiOs, and I was like, I was literally 5, being like, they're too hot.
At that point, Ashton was
not even alive. He was 5 years removed.
He was 5 years removed. Yeah, because there's a huge gap. There's a 8-year gap. 10-year gap. 10-year gap.
10 years. This boy was changing fucking diapers at 10 and a half.
This boy was changing diapers at 10 and a half.
This boy was parenting a fucking 6-year-old at 16.
Yeah.
It's a rough go out there when you got bad parents. But you know what?
You got good friends.
I got good friends. I got good friends. And I had some fun times.
Yeah,
I had some fun times.
His mom would get really, really like guilty about how awful she would be.
So she would do fun stuff.
Do like really crazy.
One time, Tyler and I were in the same car, and there was this kid that we didn't like as much. He was Tyler's neighbor, and my mom
if you're listening to this,
there was no reason we were rude to you. I'm so sorry. Tyler was rude to you. I followed suit.
We're literal cunts.
And we were driving, and then my mom was like letting us like yell at Ari, and then Ari went into this like grass area, and then my mom this is at the high school, mind you, buses, chaperones, students. My mom went onto the grass and allowed us to like yell and spit at Ari like a la Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
literally chasing him.
I don't know if we in a situation like this. I don't know if we name drop.
Well, Yeah, we'll just say Ari.
Possum.
We'll just say Ari. That's
Possum.
okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't, it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry about that, Ari. That was really inappropriate for my mom who was in her
inappropriate.
40s to do that.
And for us who were almost
17,
adults, who were almost adults to do that.
My mom was really like, you can do this. Another time
she was, and it made it seem a lot more okay than it was.
Because when you got home, your mom was like, do you want to tell me about anything? And then you were like, what? No? Like, it didn't even, like, register.
No, no. As soon as we were done, we were like, that was fun and cool.
Really
that was
cool.
neat.
That was fucking high five. That was
high
sweet.
five.
Your mom is pretty cool sometimes. Yeah, she is good.
Yeah. She used to do She used to do Wicca, but she used to do check frauds.
Oh, she was check fraud.
She used to do check frauds. Back when check frauds were I think it seems like they were pretty easy to do.
Yeah, we went to a bunch of different stores, and she wore her hair differently and signed her name differently. And then I was like, Mom, I think you're going to get caught. And then she was like, Jeffrey, I've done this before. And then she literally threw her checks. She wrote a bunch of all these like fake checks. And she was writing bad checks and trying to get cash back too. And half the places were like, sure. Half the places were like, nah, sorry, we can't do that. So it was pretty wild. And she was going all the way.
If God is real, I want the tally on how much. Total,
dude,
you know?
I don't know. And
I'm guessing tens of thousands at least.
I can't remember because
if she was doing 5 hundos sometimes,
she bought me like a new like guitar and amp at the fucking.
She stole you a new guitar.
She stole me a new guitar and amp. She brought my brother a first stack drum set. We went hog wild on Walmart.
Yeah,
we went fucking ham on Walmart, baby.
And was this just the local Walmart too?
This was the local Walmart. This was the Walmart in Bremerton. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kids Up Music.
This was before. God, do you guys remember? If you guys are locals, do you guys remember the outrage when Paulsbo Walmart was moving in?
I didn't, but I can imagine. It
was
worked.
It was a war. It was crazy. Yeah. There were so many people that were like, no. Well,
and it literally did kind of ruin a lot of small business, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely it did. Absolutely it did. And then Amazon came along and everyone was like, oh, it's fucked.
Yeah, and everyone was like, whatever you want. It doesn't even matter.
You can.
Walmart was the Amazon. Now Amazon's the Walmart.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
And we're the product.
Next? Walrus?
Grok comes next.
I'm gonna try. We should try and start whatever's next.
We should.
Dylan shouts out, "I'll never forget the closet." If Jeff remembers it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, that's right. Dylan was actually along for the fucking ride. Actually, Dylan is really an OG homie with all my mom's stuff in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did go into my closet. It was a little walk-in closet in my room, and we would all go in there and hotbox it with the weed that my mom gave me. And Dylan was right there when I first started smoking weed, actually. And, like, my mom was, like, facilitating the weed. She took us to a KOA, me and Dylan, and I remember I was just so fucking high.
What's a KOA?
It's like a weird campsite that's like, it's like the Shell station of campsites. Like, it's just like, it's like a corporate, like you can be there long term and have like a fucking
KOA. What's KOA mean?
I don't know. It's a KOA campground. They're all over the United States. They're just like a chain of campgrounds where you can be like, okay, there's like, you know, people that live there long term, as we've been talking about campsites, and then there's like sites where you can set up a tent for like a couple of nights, like a normal situation. But I just remember, man, I actually did mushrooms.
It means Campgrounds of America with a K.
With a K. Okay, yeah. So there's a shit ton of them. And we went to a KOA, and it was... I barely even remember. I just remember, Dylan, you were there, and my mom was there, and she was doing a bunch of drugs, and I was like... Oh, I remember she even had Molly, I believe. Or maybe you had Molly, Dylan. Somebody had Molly, and I remember being like... Yeah, I'm not going to do any of that. I don't really...
You were like 16?
I was like 16. I was 15 maybe, but I was like, this is like kind of above my pay grade. I don't know. This is a little bit much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do definitely remember the closet. And if you remember Brendan being like, oh, I don't know if you were there that time, but if you do remember, when you're 15 and high, when your friend just smokes weed and then goes, oh, that is enough to be uproarious laughter for about 7 minutes straight inside of a tiny little fucking... inside of a tiny little walk-in closet.
Yeah, no.
Weird times in that.
I kind of wish there was, like, I mean, that, like, you just hear a bird make a sound and you're like, whoa!
Dude, I remember I was like a fucking fish and, like, we were laughing and my laughs were becoming bubbles. And then I remember I was telling this to my mom's friend who was like just mega stoner, like 50-year-old guy, and he was like, "Man, I wish I could still get high like that." And I just remember being like,
now that you're 32,
now I get it. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I wish I could still get. But yeah, no, it's.
Have you ever in the last while have you ever done dabs?
I never pulled the trigger on dabs. I just was like,
have you ever done them though?
Of course, yeah, I've done dabs.
Do they
20
get
times.
you? Do they do something?
They fuck you up. They fuck you beyond like anything that just normal weed shit will do. But it's just like dabs were like, it just feels like you're really doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you
the
smoke
whole rig,
the whole rig and the oil,
it's
and
like
just the
it's like a
stuff
step
and,
up from a piezo. Even like a piezo,
yeah,
is like you're usually gonna do meth out of it, but it feels lighter duty than a whole dab.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely,
folks. That puts us at 109, and as you know,
we've never once gone over 110.
Yeah, so in the works right now, we are pumping out. I don't know if you've checked it out, but go ahead and check out all of our shorts on YouTube. We've
got a new video editor.
We've got a new video
Fat
editor.
John, if you're watching this, you're a fat savior.
Shout out to Fat
we
John.
Love you.
He is amazing. So go check out our shorts content. We're kind of popping off a little bit right now.
We've
and we're
got
going to
a little
keep
bit
that
of
train
traction.
rolling.
We've got a
you
little
guys
bit of
are in on the
traction.
ground floor, and we will never leave you behind. You are coming to the fucking top with
Ever.
us. You are coming to the fucking top.
Dream of it. Brew crew, assemble. God damn, baby.
We love you guys. You have an awesome fucking week. Thanks for starting at Thanks for starting at Reich.
Thank you for starting at White.
Thank you for starting at White with Brotherwife. 50%. We love you guys. Have an awesome week, and we will see you